Six modern quizzers try to match one of the greatest performances in UK quiz show history. Will they succeed? Welcome, Michael, to the classic quiz challenge, the Bill McKaig 433 challenge. What's your quiz pedigree? What have you been on in the past?
Been a finalist on Mastermind, won 64 grand on Who's a Millionaire, Only Connect semi-finalist, won Eggheads. I beat all 5 Eggheads on my own. So I've been on TV quite a bit. Okay,
so you're aware of the Bill McKaig run, that it's the record that...
Legendary.
Cool. So just to recap the rules, you'll get all 40 questions. If you get through all 40 questions, however many of your 3 lives you got left will be added onto your score, the maximum score being 433. But whatever your score is will be added to the leaderboard. And at the end of this round of quizzes taking on the challenge, we'll see who is the closest to getting the Bill McKaig record. So if you're ready, we'll go. The history of medicine. In 1948, a modern version of which oath was drawn up by the World's Medical Association in Geneva?
A Hippocratic oath.
Brilliant, thank you. History of TV from the 60s to the 70s. The police constables Jock Weir, Bert Lynch and Bob Steele appeared in which police drama set in the fictional town of Newtown?
Red Cross.
Correct. Shakespeare. Which Shakespeare play is set in ancient Britain and opens in the palace of the elderly king who has decided to give up his kingdom and divide it among his daughters?
King Lear.
Correct. 20th century Britain. What's the significance of the dates August the 9th, 1902, June the 23rd, 1911, May the 12th, 1937, and June the 2nd, 1953?
Coronations.
Correct. Sporting records. The record time for this 4.5 mile event stands at 8 minutes 47.8 seconds, which was set in 1990 by Mr. Frisk. Which famous event?
Grand National.
Correct. In English law, what is deemed to be the first priority for payment from the estate of a deceased person?
Funeral.
Correct. The Bible, the New Testament. Who in Revelations chapter 6 symbolize conquest, slaughter, famine, and pestilence?
4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Correct. Literature. What sort of creature in P.G. Woodhouse's book is the Empress of Blandings? Correct. Science. Mount Wilson in California, Siding Spring in Australia, and Mauna Kea in Hawaii. What is the scientific connection? Correct. Television, 1960s. In which series from the 1960s was the character John Drake a troubleshooter for NATO's Secret Service Department?
Department S.
No, Danger Man. And staying with Danger Man, which actor played John Drake in the series Danger Man?
Patrick Magoon.
Correct. What is the chemical symbol for lead?
Pygmy.
Correct. Crime. The surname, please, of the famous Edinburgh body snatching partners in the 19th century who murdered at least 16 people, most of them old men or women.
Purple Hair.
Correct. Still on crime. Which major crime took place on the 18th of August 1963, just short of Bridego Bridge near Cheddington in Buckinghamshire?
Great Train Robbery.
Correct. Geology. Of what features is speleology the study?
Caves.
Correct. Proverbs. The journey of 1,000 miles must begin with what?
First step.
Yeah. The EU, the CAP, accounts for nearly half of the community's budget. What is the CAP?
Common Agricultural Policy.
Correct. The USA, Portsmouth, Norfolk, and Richmond are 3 of the major cities in which US state? Correct. In which country is the Kruger National Park the largest game reserve in the world?
South Africa.
Correct. Who at the age of 59 was the oldest monarch to accede to the British throne in the 20th century?
Edward VII.
Correct. Science. A body floating in fluid displaces its own weight of fluid. That is the principle named after which ancient Greek mathematician?
Archimedes.
Correct. Which group of islands in the Atlantic is named after the fierce dogs that live there, the name coming from the Latin word for dogs?
Canary Islands.
Correct. Got a picture. Look at this and tell me, who is the man, a famous name in football?
That means Terry Venables.
Correct. Horse racing. In which county can you go to the races at Ascot, Windsor and Newbury?
Berkshire.
Correct. In which ocean are the islands of Reunion, Mauritius and Rodriguez?
Indian.
Correct. Famous couples. Who is the wife of the jazz musician John Dankworth?
Cleo Lane.
Correct. Will Self, the poet, Alex Stewart, the England captain, Trevor Bayliss, the inventor of the clockwork radio, and Timothy Spall, the actor, all appeared for the first time in the 1999 edition of which annual reference book?
Who's who?
Correct. Motor cars. The Volkswagen. What is the literal English translation of Volkswagen?
People's car.
Yep. I've got another picture for you. This was a cabinet minister who was known as the Enforcer. What was his name?
Cunningham.
Yep, Jack Cunningham. Which organisation runs the annual Chelsea Flower Show in London?
The Royal Horticultural Society.
Correct. Where in the South West 1 postal district of London is the famous Annie's bar to be found?
The House of Parliament.
Correct. The English defeated the French at Agincourt, Joan of Arc was burnt at the stake, and Eton College was founded by Henry V, all in which century?
The 15th.
Correct. Opera. Which opera by Puccini opens in a Japanese house set in a Japanese garden overlooking Nagasaki?
Madame Butterfly.
Correct. Of which continent are the Seychelles and the Indian Ocean apart?
So, Africa.
Correct. By what name is a long case clock more popularly known?
Grandfather clock.
Correct. The Boy Who Wouldn't Grow Up is the subtitle of which famous children's play?
Peter Pan.
Correct. Politics. Which Spanish word meaning council or board is often used for a military government?
Junta.
Correct. In which field of the arts is Vanessa May a famous name?
She's a musician.
Correct. How many witches make a coven?
13.
Correct. The Baker Street Irregulars is a literary society devoted to the study and appreciation of whom?
Sherlock Holmes.
Correct. You only missed one. Well done, Michael. That's
50-50 on that as well.
You missed Danger Man. So your score is 413. You got 39 plus your 2 lives. You got to feel pretty pleased with that, particularly only missing something like Danger Man. So massive congratulations to Michael McPartland, whose 413 makes him the leaderboard champion. Thanks also to all of the competitors in this series, none of whom knew what they were going to be taking on when they agreed to do it. If you want to take part in future challenges, make sure you're subscribed to All Things Quiz, and then when you see a notification about an opportunity, please put yourself forward. Were there anything that struck you about those questions? This is 1999's questions. You're a 2020 quizzer.
Like a challenging set. There wasn't anything I would say that was like really rock hard, like you might expect in a university challenge kind of situation, but they were challenging. So I think Bill did very well to get them under the pressure of being on the actual show.
Thank you very much, Michael. Hope you enjoyed playing.
Yeah, great. Yeah.